You know what time it is? It's time to learn how to make $100,000 in 1 year with a service-based business. So check it out. 4 easy steps. Step number 1, you got to find the service and learn the skill. Step number 2, you need to look professional. Step number 3, get your name out. Step number 4, advertise. That'll take you to the next level. Now take a look at this. Looking professional is going to cost around $200 to $500. So if you have no money to start up front, you could always switch these two around. Get your name out before you look professional. So looking professional will let you jump through a lot of the hoops and get to 100K before a year, which my girl actually did. She started in March and it's December now. And she actually hit $111,000 to this date. And who the hell am I? Why am I talking? You just clicked on this video, you don't know who I am. So I started a window tint business about 2 years ago. We do commercial residential window tint for big buildings and a lot of NBA players, celebrities, lots of NDA stuff I can't disclose. But your favorite celebrity, we've done them. So check it out. We started 2 years ago. We've done $250,000 last year revenue. The year before we did about 170,000. And we're growing since then. So all of this knowledge here is going to help you get to 100K in 1 year, just like my girl did. Any kind of service-based business, plumbing, window washing, you want to cut grass, I'll get you to 100K. Just keep watching. So step number 1, finding the service, right? What kind of business do you want to get into? You want something that has high profit, something that gives you 70% profit or more. Now the reason this is because imagine, let's just say you make 50% profit doing all the work yourself. When you go to scale this, you get somebody to start doing the work for you, it's roughly about 30% you have to pay for a laborer to do the work for you. So imagine you pay 30% to somebody, you're left with 20% profit. There's no room in here to advertise or spend any kind of money to grow. So anything that gives you less than 70% profit, don't even think about it. So imagine window washing, that's high profit. You don't have to spend anything on materials. You just have a squeegee water. You're just charging for the labor. Another example is painting. You only have to buy the paint. If you have all the tools, you're pretty much making 70 to 80 to 90% profit just putting the paint on someone's house. So if you think about any kind of business, do this to start. Whatever materials you're gonna buy, that's gonna be 30% of your margins. And so imagine you're gonna paint someone's house. You spend $30 on the paint. You're gonna multiply that by 3.33. That's gonna give you the price you have to sell at, which is around $100 to get your 70% profit. So the second part to that is learn the skill. So when I first started window tint, I had no idea how to put window tint on a window. So what I did is I worked for somebody for about 3 months, learned everything from selling the jobs, quoting it, installing the window tint. This taught me more than just trying to YouTube it or buy a course from somebody. So putting 2 to 3 months into learning the skill by working for someone. The best way to find somebody that'll take you under their wing is to just call like 100 companies in the service business that you're trying to get into. And there's gonna be at least 1 to 2 people that are gonna take you under the wing. So now that we have that out of the way, we now know how to find the service that gives you high profit. We now know how to learn the skill. Let's dive into step number 2, looking professional. Now, why do we want to look professional? Well, for example, if you're going to start off doing low-end clients to get less money for the job, it's going to take you a lot more time to get to those high-end clients that pay big bucks for a smaller job. Now, looking professional basically means you got to fake it till you make it. So let me write these out real quick. Logo, social media, website, invoice and estimate, and most importantly, uniform. So starting off with number 1, logo is super easy. What I first did when I started the business, I literally just wrote out the name of the company and I just put brackets around it. Put a cool color on it and boom, that was my logo. I changed it eventually. Social media, you want to put your logo on the profile pic and do what I call pre-photo. So for example, once you have your uniform, you're going to put it on there, go in front of, if it's a wall you're going to paint, or if you're a painting company, you stand in front of it, you get someone to take a photo, just stand in front of a nicely painted wall and put it on your social media. You don't have to claim that you did it, but if you have a customer that looks through your social media, for example, Instagram, and they see, oh, these buildings are nicely painted, and he's standing in front of it, okay, he does good work. Boom. Website, of course you need a website. Super simple, go to Wix.com. I would recommend starting with something that's a little bit more high-end because it lets you grow faster. But all you gotta do is you put about us, your mission goal, some of those pre-photos, and explain what you do on the homepage, and put your contact, of course, your phone number, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And then your invoice and estimate. What this is basically a sheet of paper or a sales form which you fill out for a customer to know exactly what you're charging them for and what they're going to get charged for. Now the reason you want a good invoice and a good estimate is because any other professional company out there has one that's written out very professionally. Just go to Google Photos, you'll find one, or you could even go to Google Docs. They usually have something in there, but you want it to look very well rounded and have all of the details. And you also want to put at the bottom some disclaimers, which I'll get into in a little bit. Now, the better your invoice and estimate looks, the more a customer will trust you. And then lastly, the uniform. If you walk into someone's front door and knock on their door and you're wearing a black shirt like this, They're gonna think you're either a stranger, some weirdo that's trying to get to them. You're not gonna look professional, and they will not trust you to try to sell them something. So all you gotta do, you take your logo, boom, slap it on your left chest, your phone number, and what you do on the back, and you can start like that. Super simple. Uniform, invoice, website, social media, logo, boom. That's all you need to do to look professional. Now the reason it's gonna cost this much is because websites are roughly about 30 bucks to start. Logo, if you do it yourself, it's free. If you pay someone, maybe 25 bucks on Fiverr. Social media, that's free, of course. Now for invoicing and estimating, I really suggest getting a bookkeeping software, because when you go further in this journey of your business, you're gonna wanna be able to track exactly how much you spent on materials, on labor, etc., right? All of these softwares, you're gonna spend roughly $30 on it per month, or you can do it for free if you do it on Google Docs, easy. Uniform, if you're doing it by yourself, you only need to buy one shirt, which is maybe 40 bucks, printed by somebody locally. Just search on Google Maps and say t-shirt printer near me, boom. So why is my math off? $115 for all of this stuff? Well, some of it's monthly, so just have 200 bucks, boom, right there for you to spend. You really don't need to put any money into this. And then you could use the rest of this money for buying tools, supplies, materials to get your first job started. So boom, number 3, get your name out. Now, if you don't want to spend any money up front on this, most likely if you're gonna work for somebody, you're gonna be able to buy tools because they're gonna pay you to work for them. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But if you're just trying to start, like start with no money, all you gotta do is get your name out, which you could do with social media. And what worked flawless for me is cold calling. So cold calling, what is that exactly? It's exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna cold call other companies that are similar to your industry, but are not doing the same thing. So for example, for me, I did window tint, but I had no network, no customers. I called glass companies and I called shade and shutter companies. I called like 300 in each, cold calling. And out of those 300, I got maybe 5 people that really believed in me. I told them I'd give a 10% commission if they bring me jobs, and boom, I just piggybacked off of their clients. And that started me off. And we got to like 150,000 revenue in the first year, which is pretty good. So example, if you're gonna be painting houses, you're gonna call a bunch of construction companies, remodeling companies, tell them exactly what you do. We offer a 10% commission for any job that comes through. Show them that you're professional with your social media and your pre-photos. And out of 100 people, there's gonna be at least 1 to 2 people that listen to you, take down your information, and start bringing you clients. Now, the best way that I found to find these companies that will listen to you is go to Google Maps and scrape their information. And what this means is if you go to Google Chrome, you go to app extensions, there's gonna be a little app that's called data scraping or something in that nature. You download it. And when you search up, for example, construction companies, you push a button. It takes all of their phone numbers, all of their addresses, what the shop name is. There's 5-star ratings if they're in business or not. And what you do is you put it on a Google spreadsheet, and one by one, you track exactly if they answered, if they're gonna work for you, get their name, get their phone number, get their email, send them emails with exactly what you do and what you're offering. And if you do that correctly, you'll get at least 5 to 10 companies that'll listen to you, start bringing you work without any kind of advertising, without looking professional. They're gonna take you and throw you into a job that they're working on, which is gonna help you out so much because you don't have to do any door knocking, advertising, selling to other customers. Now, to this day, a lot of these companies that I cold call still give me work, and they bring me like $5,000 jobs, maybe every other month, maybe every month. It's pretty good, so definitely that's what you wanna do to start off with. Now, if you're doing something more home-based, like if you're doing window washing, you're gonna wanna do some door knocking. Now, door knocking did not work for me because window tint isn't really something we'll buy on the spot. But for window washing, I had a friend start up their company, and I told him to go door knock at least 100 clients, 100 houses. And if you get nothing, then try something else. But as soon as they did that with a good offer, they got maybe 10 out of 100 customers. And boom, from those 10 clients, they made, I think, like $4,000 just doing a simple work like that. So that's something you don't want to sleep on. So how do you door knock and how do you make sure it works? Well, number one, this is a simple tip for marketing or any kind of advertising. You want a good offer and a believable story. Now, what is a good offer? So imagine you do window washing and each window you charge about 25 bucks. You tell them that you'll get the whole price of the house and you'll knock off $100 just because you're doing a bulk deal instead of a couple windows. So another example of this is for window tinting. What I do is I take a pre-existing product and I put my own warranty on it. So for 3 years, anything happens to the window film, I'll give them their money back, full guarantee, no questions asked. And what that does is separates me from another company that's selling the same exact product, but I have that edge on them because I'm giving the customer a good feeling about me, that I have their back. I'll make sure that their product works and does exactly what it says it's going to do. So good offer, that's something that you need to do. And then a good story. My friend that was doing the window washing was just telling the customers, hey, we'll get your windows done for like $300, boom, clean, very simple. You'll have a nice shiny house. And I said, no, dude, you got to throw in a story about who you are and tell them why they should buy from you. So his backstory, he's in college, he's trying to pay his tuition, and he's also trying to learn how to run a business. And I said, dude, throw that in there. Tell the customer that you're knocking on their door. Say, hey, I go to this college over here. I'm trying to pay my tuition. I'm also trying to learn how to run a business. So before he threw in that good story, he was only getting out of maybe 100 houses that he knocked 2 to 3 clients. And as soon as he threw that good story in there, the client trusted him so much more that he got out of 100 houses, about 10 to 12 people landed. So boom, good offer, good story. That's exactly what you need to do some door knocking. Simple. So cold calling, business to business, B2B, some terms that you're going to learn over the time. And then door knocking, if you're doing a house or residential, that works very well. If you have something that's more commercial based, if you're knocking on retail shops like a cookie store or something, you're doing window washing, that should work. If you're doing painting, I don't think that's going to work for door knocking. But you have to try it before you know. You have to do at least 100 houses, so try that. So these ones correlate. As soon as you get some money in your pockets from either, if you're just getting your name out there, you want to invest it back into looking professional. That's going to help you jump through so many hoops and get you some bigger jobs by looking professional. Now, as soon as you do all of these 3 steps right here, boom, your months are going to look something like this. Month number 1, you're probably going to make no money. You're going to be broke. You're going to be sad. You're going to be like, why is this not working? I don't want to do this anymore. But you have to keep pushing. Month number 2, you're going to get at least 1 sale, 1 to 10 sales. I mean, if you're doing this for 30 days straight, if you just got out of high school, this is perfect for you. If you have another job and you're working part-time and you're doing half of the days, so 15 days out of a month, you're going to get at least a couple good sales. So as soon as you get some sales from month number 2, even if you get in month number 1, you want to invest that into advertising. And there's some simple ways to do that to get your name out there even further. Instead of just putting a bunch of money to Google ads or Yelp ads, there's some simple, very smart ways to do this. I'll tell you in a second, which helped us out a lot, helped my girl out get to that $100,000 in the first year. Month number 3, you're going to actually get the hang of it. You're going to start learning exactly what you've been doing wrong in these 2 months. Number 4, number 5, number 6. Number 6, you're probably going to be doing the most numbers you've done if you're pushing this as hard as you can. And then the rest of these months, if you haven't figured it out by month number 6, either you picked the wrong business or you're not trying hard enough or you just need a little bit of help, which I could help you out. If you just hit me in the DMs, I'll give you some more free knowledge because I love helping young entrepreneurs out. From 7 to 10, this is where you want to go all in. You want to put a lot of money into advertising. You want to make sure everything's running smoothly, see what you're doing wrong in the past couple months. You want to take notes. This is what actually helped me out a lot. Write down every single problem that you incurred, you caused, and whatever cost you the most money by doing something wrong. For example, I trusted customers too much to tell me what kind of film to put on their windows. And what I did is I ordered the wrong film, cost me a lot of money, had to order it again, broke even or lost money. And what I did is I wrote it in my book, said, don't do this or don't do that. And then when you're in these months here, you can look back at it, make sure you're not doing the same mistakes, because if you make the same mistake twice, you're doing something wrong. So keep track of that. And from month 9 to month 12, you should have the hang of it, exactly what you're doing, how to sell the customer, where to put your money in to make sure you get more customers. Now, another thing I could recommend that you do is actually call up other companies that are in the same industry and ask them for tips and advice. Now, instead of thinking these other people as competition, think of them as like allies, because everyone in the business is there to make money. There's obviously going to be some selfish people, but I know of maybe 5 other companies, window tint companies that I'm friends with. I always bounce ideas off of them, say, hey, will this tint work on this window? They're like, no. And then they give me a tip that'll help me sell clients. And then it's just a really good networking thing that you can do. Advertise. What this is basically is letting more people know about your service that you provide and exactly what you could do for them. There's many ways to do this, especially nowadays. We have social media, we have websites, the internet. Now, what helped me out is virtual offices. I will tell you what this is exactly. Okay, you're running your business out of your house, out of your garage. You don't have an office space. You don't have any kind of employees. What a virtual office does is if you want to go to downtown LA in a big skyrise, search up a virtual office in the location you're trying to get into, and boom, you already have an office space there that you could rent out. You send mail there. You could set up a Google Maps profile there. You could set up a Yelp business there. So when somebody looks at your company, it shows up, oh, they're pretty official. They're in this big building. And it lets you put your location in other areas that you don't typically service. Keep this in mind. If you're still watching, put this virtual office in the Look Professional, because this will help you out a lot. Put it in an office space. So a virtual office space usually costs anywhere from $80 a month to max $200. You don't really want to spend that much on there. So you want to start off with at least one virtual office, especially if you're trying to look professional. You want to put yourself in either a big high-rise or in a service area that does better for you, like a rich person's area or some wealthy clients where their house is, where they live. Or if you're doing a lot of commercial work, put it around other big buildings. People, for example, if they're trying to get their house painted and they live in, let's just say, Ventura area, but you're located all the way in downtown LA, you put a virtual office in Ventura and they search on Google, house painters near me, you're gonna pop up there and you're gonna be next to them and they're gonna call you and boom. You don't have to do any kind of paid advertising besides your $80 a month. This is California and Los Angeles. If we're located somewhere around here and we make a Google Maps profile here, anybody in this vicinity will be able to call you there. Now, what if I wanna service this area over here? I get a virtual office, I put it here. Now I have this service location. I wanna go further, I do that one. Look at the space that you covered by just spending $80 more a month to get all of these clients. That's exactly what my girl did to get $111,000 in the first 8 months of her business starting. She just threw up 3 virtual offices, people called there. She didn't do any kind of advertising, which let me jump into, that'll help you. We got Google search, we got Yelp. I really don't like Yelp, but it might work for you. The reason I don't like Yelp is they take down your reviews, even if they're legit reviews. Facebook and Insta ads. Of course, you heard Facebook ads from every dropshipper, but this is not dropshipping. This actually works with service-based businesses. Google search, I've tested it, it works. Yelp, you could put a profile up there. I wouldn't really recommend advertising on there. Try it for yourself, see what it does for you. You can't always kick it till you try it. And then now I'm on Facebook and Instagram advertising. And let me tell you, this one with a good offer is going to bring you the most clients with the least amount of money. Now, advertising and marketing is a whole beast in itself. You could probably get any kind of course online and they're going to teach you a lot about any kind of advertising, even if it's a dropshipping course doing advertising. It'll teach you how to run and set these things up and create good offers. What I did Google search. That brought me some good results. Yelp, whatever. Now, Facebook and Instagram ads are great for video content, but you have to have a good offer. So for example, if you're doing window washing for somebody, you want to give them a good offer and you want to give them a good story. So example, if I was going to run an Instagram ad and it's a video content, I'm a window washer. We work with homeowners to get your windows shining perfectly within 3 hours. If you find one streak on your window, we'll give you your money back. No questions asked. Hi, I'm Keeler from Valley Window Cleaning. I started this business to make sure that we're the best window washers in the Los Angeles area. Like I said before, if you find any kind of streaks and we don't get the work done in 3 hours, you get your money back. If this sounds interesting to you, then DM me the word clean and I'll send over the details. Something like that. I mean, you got to test a bunch of these videos. You can't always just do one and say it doesn't work. It's like throwing a rock at a window and you got to keep throwing the right rock until you find the one that breaks the window. Boom. As soon as you find that, you're going to make a lot of money off these ads. You pump more money into it, more money comes out. I mean, I think that covers everything. If there's one advice that I could give to you is don't get the shiny object syndrome. You have to find that one business that gives you that high profit, 70% or more, and start with it because there's people out there that make cement. They sell bricks and stones and they're billionaires. They're driving around your favorite car, Bugattis, whatever you want. They live in Dubai. They got everybody working for them. They're making 100 mil a year and they're selling cement. So this is going to help you start your entrepreneur journey. It's going to take at least 1 year to see results. And if you really stay in it and you keep pushing it, in 2 to 3 years, you're going to hit some goals that you never hit before. Like me, for example, I just bought a G-Wagon in 2 years. And I never thought I would get there that fast. It's just from just sticking with it, learning everything you could possibly learn and keep hustling. If you have more questions, hit me in the DMs. I left my Instagram down there. Hopefully this all made sense. I'm going to make a better video later, so hit that subscribe. Stay tuned. Let's get it.